All right, let's take a look at the solution to your 2-3 challenges for lesson 2 in scripts. One of them here was to give the player health and just make it more efficient. So let's look at where the player does get health: in apple, in burger, and in potion. You're going to see that there's very similar code, except the difference is this one has a plus 10, burger has a plus 50, and potion has a plus 25. So what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to take this code out of each one and I'm just going to replace it with a nice generic script. So I'm going to call it give player, let's spell it right at least, give player health. Now that was the apple. I forget how much that was. I'll just, let's say it was 10. I'll go to the burger, give player health. I'll just give that one 25. Hopefully I'm not messing up the values here too much. That was 25. Give player health 25. I'll go back to the burger there. The burger, right, has the meat, so it's 50 points. There we go. And now let's write the script that'll take care of that. So we go up to our script folder here. Let's make a script called give player health. And I'm just going to jump ahead quickly here. And this is when I jump ahead, what I ended up writing: give player health, add on to the hit points of the player, argument 0, how many hit points to add. Remember, that's the number they give us is the only argument, called argument 0. And basically just the code. Hit points is hit points plus argument 0. And then the little check to make sure that it doesn't go over 100. Now, since all of them use this, that's nice. If I send 10, add 10. If I send 25, 25, 50, 50, etc., etc., you can now use this all the time in your game. So that's the first one, the give player health. Okay, not too bad. The next one is to change the points script that we had before to make it more flexible. So let's just take a peek here. We already had a script called give player points, but it was very generic. It always gave 1 point. So all I'm going to do here is change this one. I'm going to go, how many points do I want to send in? I'll just make my little note here that argument 0, how many points to add. And right here, I know I'm going to be giving a number into this script, and that number will be known as argument 0, and I can do the work here. Now all I have to do is go to the previous places where I've used the script give player points, and there was really only one spot that I used it, and that's when the ghost was hit by the arrow. I ended up giving player points, so I'll say give player 1 point. Now this challenge also said to add a little bit to say when you actually destroy the ghost, give the player an extra 5 points. So that's right in here. So when the ghost knows that it's lost a point, its hit points have gone down to 0. I can also do a little give player points and give the player 5 points there. Okay, so the player gets that extra 5 points for destroying the ghost. So you can already see how useful these scripts are, right? Making the code a little more efficient. Reads nicely too in the code when you go to read this to yourself. And the code's much shorter. Now the last one we said to do was to drop a random item when a ghost is destroyed. Well, since we're right here, we may as well sneak it right in here. Before we actually destroy the ghost, let's do a little drop random item. Now this one's just going to be a script, no parameter there. So drop random item. And let's go make that script. Whoops. Create script. So drop random item. And I'll just zoom ahead here. And here we go. You'll see I've done my little drop random item. Drops an apple or burger or potion. And it's used when the ghost is destroyed. All I do here is I just pick a random number, 1 to 3, and then I just quickly ask, right? If it's a 1, I just create an apple. It's not going to move, so I didn't have to do anything fancy here. I just plain old used instance create, and gave it its 3 arguments. Or I make the burger, or I make the potion. Now if we actually give this a go and test all 3 of these things, it should work out nicely if everything's been spelled correctly. And let's see this work. And unfortunately, I ended the game. That wasn't good. Let's do this again and I'll actually play a little better. And remember to watch the points as well, that the points are working. Okay, here we go. And it dropped the apple. Perfect. Okay, so it looks like everything's going, and I was watching the points there. The points were working well too. So hopefully you see these scripts again, nice and efficient. Next lesson, we're going to take a look at how these scripts can be used to send you back information, which is the third and last thing that a script is known to be able to do. Extra power to your scripts. So thanks for watching. We'll see you in that video.